In the late 15th century, India was facing political chaos and social unrest. The land was divided into many small kingdoms, constantly fighting one another. The Lodi dynasty ruled Delhi and Punjab, but their control was weak. Religious tension, caste discrimination, and rigid traditions dominated everyday life. Hinduism and Islam were the two major religions. Yet both were controlled by priests and clerics, whose strict interpretations made spiritual life difficult for common people. At the same time, relief movements began to rise. Hindu Bhakti saints and Muslim Sufi mystics preached love, devotion, and peace. Although these movements brought hope, they failed to completely remove the deep divide between Hindus and Muslims. Society remained fragmented, waiting for a unifying spiritual voice. That voice emerged in 1469 in a small village called Rai Bhoi di Talwandi, now known as Nankana Sahib in present-day Pakistan. The boy was born to Kalyan Chand Bedi, a land record officer, and Mata Tripta. The village priest, upon seeing the child, made a remarkable prediction. He declared that this boy would not belong to any one religion, and that both Hindus and Muslims would one day claim him as their own. The child was named Nanak. From early childhood, Nanak showed signs of compassion and wisdom. He shared his food with other children and never kept anything for himself. His intelligence amazed elders, and by the age of 5, he had begun questioning the meaning of knowledge itself. He believed that education without remembrance of God was meaningless. Nanak's father wanted him to become a successful government official, but Nanak showed little interest in accounting or worldly ambition. Instead, he was drawn toward spirituality. He studied Sanskrit, mastering Hindu scriptures, and later learned Arabic and Persian, allowing him to study Islamic teachings as well. By his teenage years, Nanak possessed deep knowledge of both major religions, something extremely rare in that era. At the age of 13, Nanak openly challenged social inequality. When the priest came to perform the sacred thread ceremony, Nanak refused. He declared that people are known by their character, not by religious symbols, and rejected the caste system that divided human beings into higher and lower classes. Another defining moment came when Nanak was 17 years old. His father gave him money to start a business and asked him to make a profitable deal. On the journey, Nanak encountered starving holy men. Instead of trading, he spent all the money feeding them. When questioned later, Nanak calmly replied, "This was the truest bargain." This event became known as Sacha Sauda, or the true deal, highlighting service to humanity as the highest virtue. Concerned about his son's future, Nanak's father sent him to Sultanpur Lodi, where he lived with his sister and worked under Daulat Khan Lodi, managing grain stores. Nanak married Mata Sulakni and lived what appeared to be a settled, worldly life. Yet inwardly, he remained deeply troubled by religious hypocrisy. Once during prayer at a mosque, Nanak refused to participate, pointing out that those praying were physically present but mentally distracted by worldly concerns. This incident revealed his belief that true devotion must come from the heart, not ritual. Soon after, Nanak went to bathe in the Bein river and disappeared for 3 days. People believed he had drowned. According to Sikh tradition, during this time, Nanak experienced a divine revelation. God commanded him to spread the message of truth and unity. When Nanak returned, he spoke words that would change history. There is no Hindu, there is no Muslim. With this declaration, Guru Nanak rejected division and laid the foundation of a new spiritual path, Sikhism. After his divine awakening at the Bein river, Guru Nanak's life changed completely. He was no longer a government official or a householder searching for answers. He had become a spiritual guide with a universal mission. His message was simple yet revolutionary. God is one and all humans are equal. Guru Nanak taught that there is only one eternal, formless God, known as Ek Onkar. This God has no physical shape, is beyond birth and death, and exists forever. Guru Nanak rejected idol worship, explaining that God cannot be limited to stone, statues, or human imagination. According to him, God is present everywhere and within every living being. He described God using many names, Satnam meaning the true name, Waheguru meaning the wonderful Lord, Akal Purach meaning the timeless being, and Kartar the creator. These names reflected different qualities of the same one God, not different gods. Guru Nanak expressed his teachings through poetry and music, believing that rhythm and melody reach the human heart more deeply than dry sermons. His most famous composition, Japji Sahib, lays out the foundation of Sikh philosophy. It emphasizes truth, humility, remembrance of God, and living an honest life. Japji Sahib begins with the declaration of God's oneness and teaches that liberation comes through God's grace, not empty rituals. Unlike Hinduism, Sikhism does not believe that worshipping many gods leads to salvation. Unlike Buddhism, it does not deny the existence of God. Instead, Sikhism teaches that liberation is achieved through devotion to one God, selfless service, moral living, and divine grace. Guru Nanak described the spiritual journey through 5 stages, known as the Panj Khand. The first is Dharam Khand, where a person lives morally and fulfills their responsibilities. The second is Gyan Khand, the stage of knowledge, where one seeks understanding of God and creation. The third is Saram Khand, focused on spiritual discipline and inner transformation. The fourth is Karam Khand, where God's grace begins to guide the seeker. The final stage is Sach Khand, where the soul unites with God and achieves true liberation. Another key teaching of Sikhism is the importance of a guru. Guru Nanak taught that a spiritual guide is essential to lead humans toward God. However, the guru is not a god or an object of worship. The guru is a guide, a messenger of divine truth. Sikhism recognizes 10 human gurus, and after them, the Guru Granth Sahib, the sacred scripture, as the eternal living guru. To spread his message, Guru Nanak undertook long preaching journeys known as Udasis. He traveled in all 4 directions, east, west, north and south, across India and beyond. His mission was not limited to one region, caste or religion. It was meant for all humanity. During these journeys, Guru Nanak was accompanied by Bhai Mardana, a Muslim musician and his lifelong companion. While Guru Nanak sang divine verses, Bhai Mardana played the rabab, a stringed instrument. Through this combination of music, poetry and wisdom, Guru Nanak's message spread quickly among the masses. This is why music remains a central part of Sikh worship even today. Guru Nanak envisioned an ideal society based on equality, compassion and service. He rejected caste divisions, gender discrimination and religious hatred. He taught that serving humanity is the highest form of worship, and that honest work and sharing with others are sacred duties. Through his teachings, journeys and example, Guru Nanak laid the foundation of Sikhism, a faith rooted in unity, truth and love. His message was not meant to divide the world into believers and non-believers, but to unite humanity under one universal truth. Guru Nanak showed the world that spirituality does not lie in isolation or ritual, but in remembering God, serving others,